Good morning, guys. Today we are going to discuss on the major topic that is how do we evaluate advertisement or advertising effectiveness. So most often when we people see companies, they always check out how whatever methodologies they use to market their product. Most often than not, how it has bear an impact on the public. That is very important. So when the impact has been huge or impact has been good enough, you people tend to say that the advertisement has been pretty good. The plans, the strategies which you undertook to promote the product were very good. But whereas if the plans do not work, let's say if the plans do not stick to the basics, the product doesn't click well, doesn't isn't being identified by the public, then probably we say that advertisement was not achieved. I mean, the objective, the effectiveness was not achieved by the company via their advertisements. So basically, we are going to deal how advertisement effectiveness is done by majority of the marketers do conduct a couple of types of tests. One might be your post testing and pre testing. We're going to see some 5 to 6 types of pre-testing methodologies for advertisement for evaluating advertisement effectiveness, and we are going to see one major post-testing methodology. So kindly pay very clear attention on the PPT and also on this video. PPTs will be mailed to you as soon as I complete this video. So what is the need to evaluate the effectiveness of advertisement? Basically, to justify the company on the money which we have spent on advertisement. So every organization spends certain amount of money to their promotional stuff. So it is always to be seen how much I have spent, and in return how much am I getting or am I expecting. So that needs to be given justification. If you have spent this much, needs to be understood that you have to get at least something back. So that is one, to justify money spent. That is the first point. Second, to determine if advertisement campaign should be stopped or continued. Now, if there are few campaigns where there are few advertisements where you need changes, for example, telecom sectors, for example, your electronic gadgets, where they need changes. You can't stick to your old ads where people still gonna like your ideologies which was there in 10 years back or 15 years back. So they are not. For example, your dairy milk itself. So your dairy milk advertisement was something different in 20 years back when I saw the advertisement for the first time. Now it is completely different. So if I keep the mentality of dairy milk advertisement of the 20 years back, probably I may not enjoy the sales that much, because the crowd which wants different advertisement, creative advertisement, innovative ways to promote the product, and that is how they like. So should be seen whether we need to continue with the campaign, should we need to change the advertisements or what. As I said, the third point is that itself, to determine possible areas of modifications in campaigning messages. As I said, if required according to the generation change, you need to change the advertisements. Then to also get some evidence of the relevance of advertisements from the people. See to that you get the response from the people. That is eventually pretty important. If people are not seeing the advertisement itself, there is some problem with your advertisement aspects. If people are unable to see again and again, if people don't want to see your product's advertisement again and again, there's a problem with your product. Probably you're not able to compete with the other advertisements properly. So these are few needs, as I said. So first you have to defend always your the amount that you are putting. So you need to justify on that. How am I putting, why am I putting, and how it is. Second, I need to see whether I should continue with the advertisement or whether I should stop with the advertisement. Third, should I need to bring any modifications. And fourth, what is public doing with after seeing my advertisements. That is also there. So when we react on these, there are two types, as I was telling you. Now, two types are your pre-testing and the post-testing. Pre-testing and post-testing of media messages we are going to see, the markets, budgeting and scheduling. of both, right? So without wasting much time, we'll see what are pre-testing, and then we go to the post-testing. Now, why pre-tests are conducted? The purpose of advertising is to convey the relevant information to the consumer, to recognize products, changes in attitude, and ultimately results in purchase. Now, why we do it before? To see whether are we spreading any are we spreading good information about the product, are we spreading any vague message to the public or not. If it's vague, then kindly remove it off. Are we spreading spreading the positivity of the product or no? That is pretty important. And ultimately, the message which goes outside to the public should be carrying a positive attitude, and also eventually people should come and buy your product. That should be. So this pre-test will reduce the risks of advertisers. It can be done by avoiding big risks. Now, in the trial tests or in the pre-launch or in test marketing, what people do, people try to internally identify what are the loopholes before the main launch. Right? So just to rectify them before those mistakes have been openly been thrown and shown by the public. That will hamper your brand for the company. Then problems really on the basis of merit. There might be some problems. I mean, based on the services which might be provided and other people say you have. Preliminary testing. So you the owner of the production house or the advertising agencies and the owner of the product and or the company which the product is been advertised, all need to sit together and need to test the initial screening has to be done, whether the ad is going correct or not. Then the expenses. You always have to see whether the expenses are going beyond the control of the company, or whether the product requires that much amount of expenses to be done or not. Okay, so this is why your testing of products are done before the launch of the product. Now we are going to see some 7 types of pre-testing, which are pre-testing media ads. So first one is order of merit test, second is paired comparison, third is portfolio test, fourth is mock magazine test, fifth is perpetual meaning studies, sixth is focus group, seventh is direct questioning. I repeat, order of merit test, first one, paired comparison is second one, your portfolio test is third one, mock magazine test is fourth one, perceptual, I said perpetual that time, sorry, perceptual meaning studies, focus group is the sixth one, direct questioning is your seventh one. 7 pre-testing methodologies. When we talk about order of merit tests, the first one, this is used mainly for pre-testing print ads in finished forms. I hope you understand by print ads. Print ads are your banners, pamphlets, hoardings, flyers, all those. A group of people are shown a series of advertisements, sometimes as many as 6 or 7, and asked to rank them or place them in ranks based on some communication criteria such as liking, disliking. After all the above all the ranks have been mentioned, a composite score has been obtained. This score shows which ad was ranked number 1, number 2, and so on. This is the first method out of the pre-testing method which people are solving. That is your order of merit test. Now this kind of order of merit test is being utilized for print ads as in the finished form. Finished form another the final product. Okay. A group of people, maybe a group of people shown a series of advertisements, such as in the form of a group of 5 or 6 or 7, and asked to place them in ranks. Okay, rank them on the orders of communication criteria, as in the form of likings and dislikings. After all the ranks have been taken, composite score of all the 6 to 7 peoples have been taken. The score which ranks, the score which shows you the composite score which shows you the ranked number 1, number 2, number 3. So this is this say that is this ad is the best one to go for the market. I repeat, order of merit test is used for mainly for printing media in the finished form, where a series of advertisements shown to a group of 5 to 6 people, and they grade the rank in the order of merit and in the communication way, that is likings or dislikings. When the composite scores of is been cumulative score or composite score has been taken, and the composite score which shows which ad has backed the rank 1, 2 and others. Okay, that is the first methodology. Second one is your paired comparison. Paired comparison methodology is these are used when more than 6 or 7 ads have to be ranked, ordered. This is used, I repeat, this is used when more than 6 or 7 ads have to be rank ordered. Consumers are then asked to judge 2 ads at a time and asked to choose which one is better. The process continues until each advertisement has been paired with each of others. I repeat, paired comparisons are ones which are being used where more than 6 to 7 ads have to be ordered or rank ordered. Consumers will be asked to judge amongst 2 brands, 2 advertisements at a time, where they have to judge which one is the best or better, and this process will continue till each advertisement has been paired with each other. Okay? That is your paired comparison. Next we come to the third type, that is your portfolio test. Portfolio test is, along with the regular advertisements, some dummy copies are kept in a folio. Then a consumer sample sees the folio. The consumer is then asked about what he has seen in each ads. The ad giving him minimum playback is considered to be the best. Third type, the portfolio test. This is used along with the regular advertisements. Few dummy folios are being mentioned or kept. Then the consumer samples sees the folios, and then the consumer is then asked about what he has seen in each ads. The ad giving him minimum playback is considered the best. Matlab, the consumer who remembers the advertisement without seeing again and again and again which ad which has come, that ad will be the best and one to be considered. So this is your third. Fourth one is your mock magazine test. Okay. Unlike the portfolio test of keeping the advertisements in a folio, test ads are introduced in a real magazine to experimental group to read. The control group is also exposed to the same magazine, but is without a stats. In the portfolio, what used to happen, along with the regular advertisement, your dummies were kept. Here, along with keeping unlike the keeping methods of dummy advertisements in a folio, test ads are being put up in magazines and to the experimental group, matlab trying group. The control group also is exposed to the same magazine without the test ads. Okay, so this is your fourth one. When we talk about the fifth one, perceptual meaning studies, PMS. In this method, the respondent is exposed to test the ads for a limited time period. Tachistoscope is an instrument that may be used to test. After the respondent sees the advertisement, he is subjected to recall test for the product, brand illustration and the main copy. When we are talking about perceptual mapping or meaning studies, now this is the fifth way where people talk. The respondent is exposed to test the ads for a limited period of time. Tachistoscope might be an instrument used for this test. After respondent sees the advertisement, he is subjected to recall the test for the product's illustration, brand illustration, and the main copy. If he remembers, it is understood that the advertisement has made a mark in the consumer's eyes. Focus groups, that is your sixth one. This is another commonly used method for the pre-test ads at both the conceptual and the finished stage. It is a freewheeling decision conducted among small group of people, led by a moderator. The group may be intervened on its reactions to advertisement concepts of finished campaigns. There is a focus group which has been used to test these print ads or test the print media, especially we are talking about print media, both in the initial stage, conceptual stage, as well as in the finished stage, which becomes a decision making, it's a discussion making conducted amongst a small group of people led by a moderator. The group may be intervened on its reactions to advertisement concepts and finished campaigns. Final one, the direct questioning. This is a method designed to obtain full range of responses on the advertisement by asking direct questions about the advertisement. Based on the responses, researchers can infer how well are the advertising messages. This is self-explanatory. So we just spoke about pre-testing. Pre-testing is one where the products are being tested by using various methodologies before it has been launched in the market and it has been communicated to the public in full throttle. Why it is done? To see that you avoid mistakes, see that problems which occur needs to be rectified on the priority basis. Third, you need to see preliminary testing has to be done, and the fourth one, you need to justify on the budget. 7 types of pre-testings are given: order of merit test, period comparison, portfolio test, mock magazine test, focus group. Then comes your perceptual managing study. Direct questioning are your 7 types of pre-testing. Order of merit test, which has been used amongst the print ads, as a finished, is one which has been used to test the print ads in the finished form, where 6 or 7 group of people are shown in the series shown a series of advertisements, sometimes 6 to 7 advertisements at a time, and they are asked to rate them in ordered communication wise as in form of liking or disliking. The composite score will be obtained, and the composite score which shows which ad is ranked number 1, which ad is ranked number last. That is first, order of merit. Second is your paired comparison. This test methodology is being used for checking out the 6 or 7 advertisements which have been shown to be ordered, which have been ordered. Consumer frees are asked to judge 2 advertisements at a time and rate them and choose them which one is better. And this process will continue until each advertisement get compared with others. Third one is your portfolio test. Like with the real advertisements, some dummy portfolios are being kept in the ads or kept in the folio. Consumer samples sees those folios, and the consumer is then asked about what he has seen in the advertisements. The ad which gives him minimum playback is considered to be the best. Which ad which he recalls at a worst stretch. Mock magazine test. Unlike the above method, portfolio method, real tests are being mentioned or being shown in the real magazines and to an experimental focused groups to read. The control group also is being exposed to this, but without test ads. Perceptual managed studies. Now this is one which is being exposed to test the ads of print ads in finished form, in very limited form. Where tachistoscope might be an instrument being used to check the scope of this test, where the consumer is being asked to see, when a respondent sees the advertisement, he is subjected to recall the test, recall the product, its brand illusions, and also the main copy. Focus group. This is a common method which has been used for the advertisements from the initial base to the finished product, where discussion will happen amongst small groups of people led by a moderator. The group may be intervened on the reactions of the advertisement concepts which has been adopted and the campaigns. Finally, we have direct questioning. This is again been taken to obtain full range of objectives on the advertisements, responses on the advertisements. By directly asking about the advertising, research, responses, based on the response and the researches, the people will tell you how well the advertisement message has been crafted. Okay, 7 types of them. When we talk about post-testing, we are going to talk only about one, that is penetration testing. Daniel Starch had given the details of this test for the first time in his book Principles of Advertising, that is Chicago, A.W. Shaw, 1923. These tests were also known as recognition, readership, viewer tests. I repeat, recognition, reader, viewership. Okay. Here, the respondents are shown the issues of magazine they claim to have read. They are asked to recognize the ads, asked whether they have read them. The results will be put into 3 categories. Okay. Daniel Starch had given the details of this test for the very first time in his book of Principles of Advertisement, and these tests were also called as recognition viewership tests, readership or recognition viewership tests. When we speak about the respondents were shown the issues of magazines by claim to have people who have read. They have asked to recognize the ads and asked whether they have read them, and then divide them into 3 categories. Those 3 categories are, one second, noted. One is noted. Then second one which we have done is seen associated and read most. Noted, that denotes N. A person who only remembers having said the ad in the issue under study. Remember, a person who only remembers having seen the ad in the issue under study. He has only seen the ad, hasn't done any research. Seen associated. A person who not only remembers seeing it, but claims to have seen or read some part of it. He may even associate the ad with the product or advertiser. Unlike the first one noted, where we, in movies especially, we see the initial part, who is this thing, but we fail to identify or note who is the production engineer, who is the music director, or who is the streaming partner, music partner, digital partner, broadcast partner, and all those things. That we are only noting it, we are only seeing. A person only remembers having seen the ad, he doesn't remember who has done it. But here, a person who not only remembers the ad, but also says or claims that he has seen and read some part of it, he may even associate with the ad, product, advertiser, or the product itself. Read most. The person who has read half or more of more of the written material in the ad, who has read almost the same content in the ad. The above categories of readers are expressed in terms of percentage. This method is also adaptable to broadcast ads where commercial advertisements are taped and played. So this is one which I wanted to bring about in the post-testing. Today, so far we have seen why advertisement effectives are done, effectiveness to be measured, what kind of thing, that is to pre-test and post-test. Pre-test, order of merit. In one line I'll tell you, order of merit test is used to test the print ads in the finished form, where a series of advertisements are being seen. A group of people see a series of advertisements, maybe 6 to 7, and they have been asked to rate it. The composite score is obtained in terms of communication to be liked, whether liked or disliked. The composite score, when it has been obtained, it will be seen which ads ranks the best ad and which one rank 1 best ad, rank 0, last worst ad. Peer comparison is another method which has been used to check on the to test the ads, where your consumers are asked to judge the advertisements, a series of advertisements, and when a consumer is being given to judge 2 advertisements at a time and decide which one is better. This process will continue until each advertisement is being paired with alpha. Portfolio test is one where some dummy ads also are being mentioned in the folios, and the sample of the consumer sees that folio, and the consumer is then asked about the what he has seen in such ads, and the ad which gives you minimum playback will become the best. Then mock magazine, unlike the other method, the real test ads are being shown in the advertisements, in the magazines, being shown to there's a respective set of people, experimental group of people, asked them to read, and the control group also has been exposed without the test ads. Then perceptual managed studies is one which is being used for a limited period of time to test the print ads, where the tachistoscope is an instrument may be taken to consider, and after respondent sees the advertisements, he is being subjected to recall to the advertisements about its product, brand illusionment, and the main copy. Focus groups, here another method to check out with is which has been utilized from conceptual time to your finished product time. It is basic 4-wheel communication amongst the small groups, led by a moderator who discuss on interviewed by on the campaigns which has been posted and the concepts which has been posted. And direct questionings are the oldest methodology being utilized, where we get mass responses on advertisements by directly asking about the advertising. After, based on the responses, the researchers will tell you how the messages have been posted. Post-testing are ones which has been afterwards, in that penetration testing. Daniel Starch, who started it and mentioned in his book, and named it as readership or recognition viewership test. Here the respondents are shown in the issues of magazines they have claimed to be read, and they have asked to recognize the ads, asked whether they have read them, and then categorically they have been divided into 3. First one, noted, where the customer or the respondent just reads on the issues of the magazine. Scene associated, where he claims not only he has read the message, but he also seen some part and read some part of it. He may be also associating the products with its advertisements also. Read most is the person who has read half or more of the written material of the ad. These 3 categories will be expressed in percentage terms, and it is also applicable for your broadcast ads. Last part, what are the problems which are associated with by doing this? First one, irrational consumer behavior. Sometimes the behavior of a consumer might be moody. He may become biased on certain parts. So that might be a problem. Lack of widely acceptable scientific approach. If you see all these 8 approaches, including the post-testing, there's no scientific logic being given or being expressed. So hence the scientific methodology or scientific touch which that wanted to prove or prove the justification hasn't been given. So it fails there. The difficulties of determining influences. We can't determine the influence, what influence factors which lay on the consumers. Reliability of the data gathered, whether it is this reliable primary data or whether it is being taken out from some other XYZ details. Suitability, whether the all 7 or 8 methodologies are suitable tools being utilized or no, instruments being utilized or no for researching and sampling, not way. Inadequate resources and funding. That is, there are a few problems which are being used. Just a tip, which for making more advertisement better, use color more than double the growth in a those are which are not pretty important from your section's point of view. So this is a video which is important from your 6th module point of view. So kindly go through especially the pre-testing ones which are asked for your as definitions for your 2 marks also, especially order of merit test, focused and PMS, focus groups, mock magazines. Please go through these. I don't want you people to stay blank on that. Okay. So this is video about that. I'll come with other topics, and this mail this will be mailed to you people right away. Okay. Thank you.